Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Tuesday, September 17th, and we have just seen a print of the US retail sales numbers, and they posted a surprise gain. So that was positive news for the US economy. On the other hand, it's positive in Canada as well on many fronts. Inflation hit 2% for the first time since 2021. Our Prime Minister Trudeau, has lost a significant riding in Montreal, his home riding. So it looks like he is on his way out at the Liberal Party at some point. Highly likely, anyway, that they're going to be looking for a new leader of the federal Liberal Party in Canada. The nice news with the U.S. retail sales post print coming in as a bit of a gain and a surprise is that as we start today's FOMC meeting, it should help them to make a determination on whether this is a 25 or 50%, 50-point move, not percent, but 50-point move in rates. And that will help lead into the futures today, which are all green, likely because of that positive retail print. So that positive retail print tells us that the US consumer is still spending, and that's positive because that means the economy is still beating strong, maybe not growing like it has in certain parts of economic phases in the past. But if retail consumers are spending, it's a good sign that the economy is in a good spot. And if they cut rates, it should only get stronger. So that could bode well for the markets, and it should be a good day in the markets. You can see the three US indices are all in the green today. And if we flip over to the Bloomberg app, we made a call of the day yesterday on Google, and we said buy Google. It was down at 158.05. It opened lower, and if you had a bot, you would be up more than 1% going into the pre-market session today, which could give you a 1% gain annualized is a very, very good gain. So that was a call of the day. Hey, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see your comments. I do respond to comments as best as I can. And if you have anything you'd like me to cover, I would be happy to do that if you leave me a comment. If we take a look at the top of the board here, crude oil is up slightly. It is above $70 a barrel. So that might bode well for crude oil stocks today. The NASDAQ futures are obviously up, and the VIX is at a flat at 17. I think you're going to see the VIX come down to 16 or 15 by the end of this week, certainly after tomorrow when the Fed announces their rate cut. If we look at what's going on in health and retail, and I'm going to flip over to price change as opposed to percentage, you can see that it's mostly green on the screen with a few oddities. So Walmart is off, but it's up significantly. I mean, it was down at 73 after earnings, which was a pop up to 73 from 68. Now it's at almost 81. So it's had a good little run in the past couple of weeks, while the rest of the market has been a bit on the sidelines, if not correcting a little bit from time to time. Still staying away from transport stocks. We have oil stocks here, mostly green on the screen as well for our oil producing stocks, and crude up 18 cents currently, but obviously that fluctuates quite a bit. We then get down into tech, and it looks like NVIDIA and NVDL are both up, are going to be up pre-market. If NVDL is, NVIDIA is going to be as we move through the list. We've got Micron reporting in 8 days. I really, really like Micron. I think if you can get into Micron at this $87, $88 range, in 8 or 9 days when earnings are released, you will be very happy that you bought in today. Now, that could be a call option. It could be just buying some stock and holding it for 9 or 10 days, but I think you will be pleasantly surprised on earnings. Most of our tech stocks here are in the green and moving upwards as we scroll through the list. Microsoft today. Microsoft announces a huge buyback in shares, so $60 billion, and they are boosting their dividend by 10%. So they've come out and made some announcements, and that's obviously positively affecting this stock. It was a $400 stock when we were recommending it only a few weeks ago. It is now going to be a $440 stock by the end of the day today, or at least by the open if the pre-market information sticks. We're also seeing, as we scroll down to a competitor of Microsoft's, Amazon, Amazon has said that it's going to mandate a 5-day back to office requirement starting in January. So one more company that is mandating folks come back to the office. Scrolling down further, Meta, I said, would be a $550 stock before the end of October, and we are tracking towards that number quickly, looking like we're going to be at 538 today. So I hope you bought some in the 490s when we were pushing it and recommending that as a strong purchase. Nvidia up, as I mentioned earlier, it's up $1.50. So it looks like Nvidia is going to have a strong day. Google up 158. So we were recommending this at 158. It closed at 159 basically. It now looks like it's going to be 160.58 when it opens. So that is moving in an upward direction. I believe that trend will continue. So if I were a Google owner of stock, which I am, I would continue to hold that and ride that wave up. Looks like we may have seen a bottom on Adobe after they had good earnings and good revenue. They just missed on their future forecast, but they came in conservative. It wasn't a big miss. I think this stock's going to come back. It's a steal of a deal right now at 521, and it's got a lot of room to move upwards. Only concerns there are around what AI is going to do through automated film and media generation to displace it. But I think they're a big enough company that they're going to have this built into their product in the short term, and it will address all of those concerns. TSM looking like it's going to get above 170 today. This is a stock I believe will be 185, if not north of that by the end of the year. Then we get into financials, and financials are having a great run. I said I would stay clear of SoFi yesterday and wait for it to fall back. It had a great day yesterday, was up 32 cents, up 11 cents pre-market this morning. Looks like it's going to be getting back into that and staying in that $8 range. JP Morgan, although it fell a few days ago, it is making a comeback and looks like it's off to another positive, in for another positive day. Morgan Stanley, which I was telling you about the other day at 98, I was saying it's a great stock to get in. It was up $1.84 yesterday, looking like it's up again today. And then Goldman making a recovery as well. So dropping a couple of days ago down into the low 470s. It has climbed $6 yesterday. It's up almost $3 pre-market today. And it looks like it is regaining ground. TD as well. So TD got hit hard after earnings, taking a big $2.6 billion hit in planning for fines from the SEC for the money laundering scandal in its TD Bank North branches, primarily in the Northwest US. Setting aside that money for those fines, it has been climbing steadily since its earnings release, and it looks like it's going to hit and break through the $86 mark today. And that is where we are today. We've heard about retail sales. The big number is tomorrow with the Federal Reserve coming out around US interest rates. If you're liking these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like and a comment, and I'd love to hear from you.